Hi, it's Mike Osborne with MAC Cosmetics.
Hey, it's Alicia Martinez with MAC Cosmetics as well.
And we are so excited to be here today to talk to you guys a little bit about Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation, one of our most iconic products in all of the MAC brand. Alicia's holding it up right there. Tell them a little bit about it, Alicia.
Absolutely. I mean, you see, I already have 3 of them, and that's just a bit of my collection because I use Studio Fix in so many different ways. But this is a product that I will say I heard about before I even knew about MAC. I heard about this like legendary Studio Fix powder, but I also heard powder, and so I didn't know what to think of it. And it's taken me a little while to understand how it works for my skin, but now that I've figured it out, I am obsessed with it, and I can't not use it. It's my favorite product, or at least.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. As a makeup artist, it's one of those products that I reach for time and time and time and time again, no matter who I'm working on. So if that is a customer at a MAC counter, or if that is a client or backstage at a fashion show, I am constantly reaching for Studio Fix, and it's something that I've even promoted into my own family. My mom, who is 75 years old, wears Studio Fix, and I had to convince her a little bit to try a powder foundation, but once she tried it and once she really understood the benefits of it, how much coverage you can get out of it, if you want to pull back, you can get that versatility of sheerness out of Studio Fix, and that it really works with skin. She was a believer and has been for the last 15 years since I started with MAC and got her into Studio Fix.
I love that. I love that your mom wears Studio Fix and I wear Studio Fix. It's like, it's a common denominator. I feel like I agree with your versatility. I feel like I can't just talk, my Studio Fixes are right here. We're talking about it. I have to put it on my face, and I haven't contoured or anything, but I'm going to start playing with some because I need to, because I can't not. But I love that you say versatility, because I think that that's what I love so much about it is I am somebody who is a little bit on the drier side, and hearing a full coverage powder foundation, I'm like, I don't know if that's made for me, but because this is milled so finely and the pigments are so true to skin, I find that I can wear it sheer, I can wear it full, and it just looks smooth and airbrushed on the skin. I mean, I really I love this. I'm not lying. This is just my contour one, and I love it.
It has a belly button in it. I feel like anytime you have a compact with a belly button in it, you know you gotta buy it. If a makeup artist is using something that much with all the product that we use, it is something that you have to have in your bag.
And it's not just like a little belly button. Like, this belly button's been through some stuff. But I love it because it's like a powder that's skin tone. So it's just a little deeper than my natural tone. And so I can get a little bit of coverage in those areas, but I also get the color of the sun. And it just starts to shape my face. Like, even just looking at it here, you can see that I have that bit of shadow and shading, but it's not overpowering, and it's not colors that shouldn't be there. It's not too orange, it's not too red. It really does give me something that looks really natural, which you wouldn't necessarily think hearing the stats of a full coverage powder foundation.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Studio Fix being so versatile, because you've got your skin tone shade that you can utilize for your foundation every day, as a touch-up powder even, and then you've got that deeper tone, whereas, if you've ever wanted to try this contour highlight moment and you might be a little bit afraid, Studio Fix is that one product that you can go for that's always going to work because it's created in skin tone shades. So no matter what, that skin tone shade, utilizing that as a contour is going to look so natural to your undertone, to your skin tone, and it's going to work as a contour rather than it looking too brown or too orange on the skin. So it's one of those foolproof products that you can pick up a couple of shades and really be okay.
Totally. And I like to use it just with a big fluffy brush. I use a 129 because I find that it's really easy for me. I don't have to think too hard about Studio Fix. I can just swirl my brush in there, swirl it all around, and it does what it needs to do. And those are the products that I love and that I find really stand the test of time, because I can throw it in my purse, pull it out right before I go for a drink or for a dinner, or I could put it on in the morning, and it does what it needs to do and it stays in place. So it's become one of those that is a go-to for me, a necessity when it comes to my makeup bag. I like to take even a little bit of a lighter one. This one I use more sparingly, so there's not as much of a belly button, but there's definitely a dent. And I like to just pop that kind of in the areas that I want to brighten up, just so that it gives me polish to my skin, but also it doesn't look overdone. And I think that that's the beauty of this product, is depending on what you want, you get to kind of choose your own adventure, and it'll give you anything you want.
Okay, I love this idea. Yeah, utilizing a lighter shade of foundation to create lightness on the skin. And I know, depending on how much you wear makeup right now, a lot of frostiness or like light reflectiveness on the skin can sometimes pick up texture. It can be a little bit too much for the look that you're going for. So I love this idea of utilizing Studio Fix in a lighter shade to keep the highlights matte on the skin, to keep the highlights looking really natural on the skin, but still having that juxtaposition between light and dark.
Yeah, I like that you appreciate my technique. It's not mine. Yeah. Anyone can do it. But I think anyone. But that's what I really enjoy, is that it's a no-brainer. It really is. It's gonna work. And I think that that's what's made it such a cult classic. That's why when you see that packaging, you know kind of what's inside of it. Maybe you have questions, but it's created this own world for itself. And once you realize that you don't have to use it a certain way, you can use it however it works for you, I think that's when it becomes that need to have product. And I know that we both really enjoy to layer other products with it. It's not just about this. It goes well with foundations you're wearing under it, or blushes, or lipsticks, or skincare products. Like, it really does just build on whatever you have in your makeup already.
Absolutely. And when you're thinking about that, like, building sort of moment, and you're thinking about pairing it with other products, I have my favorite product to pair with it, and this is MAC Fix Plus. And this is the ultimate makeup eraser. It's the ultimate makeup primer, and it's the ultimate makeup finisher. Basically what I'm saying is this bottle of magic elixir really does everything that you need it to do. If you feel like your makeup's a little too powdery, like you just saw Alicia, she sprayed it over that beautiful work that she just did with those 3 Studio Fix shades, and it kicks back any of that powdery feel. It makes it feel really, really, really skin-like and hydrated and moisturized. And when you're dealing with a powder, there's nothing better.
Agreed. Another one. I really can't live without the two together. I find that it just makes makeup look like skin again, and I am not embarrassed when I say I probably go through one of these every 3 weeks, because I douse myself. This is like, you see mists of this as you go by MAC counters for a reason, because we're obsessed with it. But I couldn't agree with you more, Mike. Like, it just makes me want to put it on over and over and over again.
It does. I feel like it's the ultimate finisher, and I feel like it was the perfect little product to round out our conversation with you about some of our favorite things for skin. Studio Fix Powder, MAC Fix Plus, as well as the 129 brush to bring all of that goodness together. We thank you so much for joining us for this little coffee talk about our favorite foundation products, and we can't wait to see you next time. Have a wonderful day.
See ya.